Hi everyone, I'm MGeez Music, and this is the Derelict Collective presents Convos with MGeez. So, Chris Mattison, who are you?
I'm a music artist from Virginia. I'm a digital marketer. I act a little bit. Just try to be a good human being. I'm a thinker. I'm a wonderer. That's pretty much it.
It's more to you than that. What separates you from the rest of your peers?
I don't really pay attention to the rest of my peers. I couldn't tell you. I focus on my fans, my interaction with them, the people that support me, the people that like my music, and that's it. I'm not really in a comparison.
So, no competition is your motivation?
No, I don't. I think that there's competition for sure with anything, but I don't think that you should focus. I don't think that should be the focus. I feel like people focus on competition so much that they worry about what that person's fans are doing or the material that person's making. I just don't. I know that I'm going to be critiqued, but I'm worried about the critique from the people that fuck with me. Can I cuss?
Yeah, rock out, do what the fuck you want. You good. You good.
Right.
So being from VA, knowing you have so many legendary acts from here, how do you feel as though your music will stack up amongst those legends?
I don't know. I feel like as long as I'm true to myself, true to what I actually live in my music, wherever it lands is wherever it lands. As long as I'm able to touch people with my music, and I don't like saying, like, I think people, like a lot of artists be like, I want to change the world. I don't want to.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. But I just feel like I want to make sure that I touch people with stories of my music, and hopefully they have something to relate to. I feel like a lot of artists worry about being legendary before they do the work. You know, you want the accolades first. I don't really want that shit. I just want to make good music.
You want to make good music. Knowing that you make very you make very inspiring music. Tongue tied. What motivates you to make that type of music?
Life. Just live. I don't have another outlet, right? So I don't. I'm not downplaying it, but I don't really go to therapy. I don't really have many people in my life that I can just call up and vent to. So music is where I put it all. When you hear my music, it's stories, it's things that have happened in my life, ways I viewed them, and that's where I put it. So my inspiration is sometimes making the music. Let's say I make a song a couple years ago, and then go back to it and be like, damn, that's how I was thinking at that time. Because I don't even feel like that now. But that's what's dope to me.
So do you think the music you make can reach a broader audience in the future?
Yeah, I think that's a part of marketing too. I think that goes into being able to have knowledge outside of just being able to create a song. Like, I could make music and go do a showcase here in Richmond, right? And I could do that same showcase every Friday and hope that somebody one day will show up and see me. Or I could learn marketing, learn how to strategize, learn how to expand the audience, or brand yourself, or have a product to sell, and then that'll move on its own.
Exactly. I can respect that. Knowing that you're saying you don't go to therapy and you don't really have any other outlets, do you think music is your therapy?
For sure. The more that I get to, I can be going through something, and then I'll write it out, and then I'm done with it. It's almost like some people have these journals that they're writing into. It's I think they call it a burn book, and they'll write all their nightmares or their whatever into it, and then when they're done with it, they'll just take it in the woods and they'll just burn that joint. And I feel like when I put music on a project and I'm done with that project, it's like that's done. I'm not going back to that. It's finished. And then I'm on to the next thing.
So you just get all your thoughts out, one shot done. All good. So knowing that you seem to be a very genuine person in your music, if you had the opportunity to blow right now or sign to a record label and they asked you to compromise who you were, would you consider doing that?
No. I don't think you need to either. I don't see the importance in doing that because I feel like especially now, people want the person that you are, and they can see through that shit. If you're trying to be somebody that you're not, they're gonna see it. You know what I mean? I know in like in one of you guys' episodes, you guys were talking about, you know, like being a culture vulture, being, you know what I mean, like a pariah of something that you're not in. If you're not from that, people can see that shit.
People see through the bullshit.
So it's like I don't see the purpose because that's short money. To me, that's okay. You get a one hit run, and then people are like, oh, you got exposed because that's the era we're in.
So you're in it for the long haul.
I'm in it for the long haul. Now it may take longer. I'll always look at the music I make like the NFL versus baseball. It's like you would probably get into the NFL faster, and you would probably get your money quicker, but you're gonna be more of a slave. You're gonna be more of a quote unquote slave, but you're gonna be more of a person that like your contract is dictated by somebody else, and you don't get that guaranteed money. As opposed to you go to baseball, you may have to be, you know what I mean, in a small world for a little bit. You may have to work, you may have to do a couple years in, but once you get to the big leagues, it's like you getting that contract. You know what I'm saying?
Work your way up from the double A,
exactly,
right to the league. You want to get your bones from the bottom.
What you said, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I respect that a whole lot. I respect that a whole lot. So what kind of music do you see yourself making in the future?
That is a great question. It really depends on where my life goes. I'm at a point right now where I feel like I've put out so much music this year that like I have writer's block, and I'm trying to figure out what's gonna be that thing in my life that's gonna break that writer's block. So I'm stuck right now, unfortunately. But I have so much music out that it's like, okay, I can take time and I can live. I like to be able to like I said, I put my life in my music, so I like to be able to like live it and then produce it, as opposed to just like I feel like that's how you end up with like bad albums.
So you think you're overextending yourself while putting yourself in a box?
I don't think I am right now, but I think it's possible. I think it could happen. You know what I mean? I feel like if you just keep reaching and reaching just to produce content, it's like when you have a dope restaurant, right? And then you franchise it. It's like the quality can go down because you're so busy trying to like appease people and produce that you don't value like the cooking. Like I'm more into like, yo, if I don't got the seasoning right now, we just gonna shut down the restaurant for a little bit. We'll come back to the show.
You want to put the right ingredients into the right plate in the right restaurant before moving on.
Yeah,
I can respect that. So, saying that you put out a lot of music this year, what projects do you have out right now?
Right now, the Mattison EP was dropped at the very end of last year. The Beauty and Anger, which dropped in May of this year, and then a short project I have called 9 that dropped in August. And so all together, that's a total of maybe 40 songs.
That's a lot of music in a short amount of time.
It is. That's all the music that made it. That's not even all the music I recorded, but.
Do you think you put your best foot forward this year so far?
Yeah, I think a lot of things happened that motivated me to to challenge myself, to push myself to different places when it comes to writing. My father passed late last year, and that's what preempted the Mattison EP, and then that was the storyline behind the Beauty and Anger. It's just dealing with, learning how to be a man, and also raising like my firstborn son. You know what I mean? He was born. He'll be 2 in November. So
congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's a blessing. So it's like learning how to be a man while learning how to teach someone else who's gonna be a man. But that father figure, I don't want to use the word gone, but he's not present. You know what I mean? So it's like that was the whole story around that. And then now it's getting back to, okay, like I've gotten that out of my system. Now it's like, all right, what do I want to do now? I'm an adult. I feel like an adult. So it's like.
So you think you're in a position now to put music out to instruct others to do certain things to progress their lives?
No. When you listen to my music, whatever message you get, As long as it's positive, you don't go out and kill nobody. Like that's what you got. I'm not instructing nobody to do shit.
Okay.
Like so, you listen to my music, you're like, damn, you know, I'm going through something like that. That's what I make it for. I try to stay away from telling somebody like, this is what you should do because I did this shit.
You don't want to be.
I don't want to be that person. So
I can respect that. So where can people find you at if they wanted to listen to your music or get in contact with you?
Instagram, Mattison Music. Also, Mattison is spelled Mattison. I gotta say that because not really many people spell it that way. Mattison Music _ on Instagram, Mattison Music on Twitter, MattisonMusic.com. My music is on streaming, all the major platforms, including Audio Mac, including Pandora, Chris Mattison, and I have a music video that's a Halloween thriller that's coming out on October 26th for Cannot Stay, and that's a song off my album The Beauty and Anger, and it's gonna be dope. It's like a little short horror film. Yeah.